Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I'm Riaz Ahmed. Once again, welcome to the online class, lecture number 2. Hopefully, you all would be in the best of your health. And this what the topic is, the very poem Lines, written by Emily Bronte. So, in this very lecture, I would like to take the very two first stanzas of their very poem. I will go through the text word by word, line by line, and analyzing, explaining is for the lines keeping in view is what the major theme of the poem is, and what the major theme or the core idea of the poem is: depth. So, as far before going to the text, to the textual lines, what just revising you people, or this was something what reminding you people that as far this very poem is what centers around death. If I would like to come to the personal, this what is for the life of Emily Bronte is what her personal life is full of sorrows, or this what troubles, or what pains, what she lost in her life. This what her mother and her two older sisters. So it may be what the reason was that why she wants to die, and why she welcomes death, why she does not want no more here in this life, and what she wants going there to the eternal world. It may be what the reason is for her personal life was. So now come to is for the textual lines, and what I would come to the very first stanza, what the textual lines are. I die, but when the grave shall press the hurt so long endeared to thee, when earthly cares no more distress, and earthly joys are not to me. The very first is what the stanza is, and what this very earthly life, this very worldly life for her is, but using metaphor for this very life, and this very life for her is what she uses metaphor, what she compares this earthly life or this worldly life is for a sea of gloom, dark ocean. She also using this what symbols, what sort of symbolism. So let us, I die, but when the grave shall press the hurt so long endeared to thee, I die. The very first line and the very first word is what I, the very first person pronoun I, is for the speaker. The speaker, the poet herself. What she using? The very first is what first person pronoun I for herself. So what the poet is the speaker herself. I die is for what the very first line, what sets the tone of the poem. That what is there in the poem, what the poem is all about. I die, what she wants to die. I die, but when the grave shall press the hurt so long endeared to thee. Is for what the tone is set, what she wants to die, she is ready for death. So, but when the grave shall press, what she is, when I will die, and when I will to be put there in the grave. So, what would be the situation? Is for the grave shall press the heart. Here, the press means touch, to squeeze or to push. But what I would like this for is for the meaning of the press is this very word, touch. When the grave shall press the heart, it means when the grave will touch my heart. So long endeared to thee. Endeared here means like, it means love, it means admired or sweet or dear. यहाँ पर endeared का मतलब ये पसंद करना या अच्छा लगना, या हम कह सकते हैं कि जी मोहब्बत करना, ठीक है. तो वो मरना चाहती है. I die, but when the grave shall press the heart so long endeared to thee, and I will die, and when the grave will touch my heart. So what is there in my heart? In my heart, what I have the feeling, what I have the emotion. Here, what to thee. Thee, this what is for in the old English, but now the objective case you. So what she says that when I will die, and when the grave will, this what is for, press me, or what it means, will touch me. But is for what the grave will touch? The very heart of Emily Bronte, the very heart of the speaker, and so long endeared to thee. And what she says, my heart is so much love to you, so much like you, so much is for dear to you. I I like death. This is what is for, what yearning for this very death. So no matter when the grave will press me, when the grave will touch my heart, what is there in my heart? No feeling of fear. I'm not afraid. So yes, this what the grave, the death, this is what so much endear to me. It is so much, this what's liked by me. It is so much loving for me, and it is so much nice to me. So no doubt, when I will die and the grave and the death will press me, will touch me, it is something a sort of union for me. What I just desired for, what I lusting for. Now this was the last two lines. When earthly cares no more distress, and earthly joys are not to me. As far after the death, what would be the situation? When earthly cares no more distress. Earthly cares, what it means, earthly cares, worldly concerns, worldly troubles, pains, sufferings, worries, no more. No more distress. It means distress means no more making me trouble, no more giving me pain, no no more just giving me the sorrow or the sadness. So after the death, what would be the situation? Is for in that very world, in that very eternal world, I would be all safe from all these worldly concerns. I would be all safe from all these pain and sorrows and troubles of the earthly world. Is for all these things not existing in that very world, in eternal world, in the year after. So no more earthly concerns. And the last, and earthly joys are not to me. Not is what in the old English is for used, and what it means nothing. And earthly joys are not to me. It's for earthly joys. This very world, the very joys, the very happiness of this very world are nothing to me, having no importance, having no value for me. I was all this what feeling sad, what I was in dismay, and what I was in trouble, in pain. So all these worldly desires, what all worldly joys and happiness for this what have, have nothing for me, no importance for me. इसका मतलब ये है कि जनाब, ये जितनी भी दुनिया की खुशियाँ, ये मेरे लिए कुछ हैसियत नहीं रखती, क्योंकि सारी ज़िंदगी मेरे असल में मुश्किलात में, परेशानी में, ट्रबल्स में गुजरी है। तो ये चीज़ें तो मेरे लिए कोई हैसियत ही नहीं रखती थी। तो बस ये चीज़ें यहाँ रह गई है, और उस वर्ल्ड की तरफ अब मैं जो गई हूँ, तो वहाँ वर्ल्ड पे सारा कुछ एक सिक्योर, एक सेफ है, और वहाँ पर इस किस्म की चीज़ें नहीं होंगी. So now I come to as forward the second stanza. Weep not, but think that I have paused before thee o'er a sea of gloom, have anchored safe and rest at last, where tears and mourning cannot come. Weep not, but think I have passed. Weep not, no more weeping. As for what is something, it is what a moment of joy for me, a moment of happiness for me. No need of weeping. But think that I have paused before thee over a sea of gloom. What I have paused. Always what in my earthly life, in my worldly life, what I yearning for, what I just longing for, what I just desired for death, to be ready for death. So yes, for I have paused before thee. It means before thee. Thee, what this what is for the very word thee, what the objective case you. Thee here means that death. Thee here what referring to death. It may be what referring to this what the eternal world. So is for weep not, but think that I have paused before thee o'er a sea of gloom. What I have passed, from where I just come, is for I come is far from the worldly life. And this is what the worldly life is for speaker, a sea of gloom. As far as the metaphor is used, a sea of gloom. For the worldly life, what the poet using this word metaphor, this word a sea of gloom. Gloom, it means sorrows, sadness, and what it is all of pain and troubles. So, what she comes from the very worldly life, what she comes from this what is far from the earthly world, and what this all the world is full of pain and trouble and sufferings for her, and what she comes now, what she comes and what she just making a voyage and now come to is for to this very world, and that very world full of all these things. And now what she make a voyage, this what difficult one, a challenging one, is for what she or a sea of gloom, कि वो एक बहुत बड़े समंदर को जैसे कि पार करके आई है, और वो समंदर किस चीज़ का समंदर है, गम का है, परेशानियों का है, तकालीफ का एक समंदर है जो कि वो पार करके आई है, और यहाँ पर अब यहाँ पर खुश है, ठीक है। सो नो वीपिंग, किसी रोने धोने की बात नहीं है, किसी गम परेशानी की बात नहीं है, वो पार करके आ गई है। वो किस किस्म का समंदर था, वो समंदर असल में वो ज़िंदगी है, वर्ल्ड लाइफ की बात हो कर रही है, वो अर्थली लाइफ की बात कर रही है, जहाँ पर गम परेशानियाँ दुख तकलीफ़ें थी उसके लिए, वो अब वो पार करके यहाँ पे आ गई है। तो ये उसके लिए सब कुछ है। द लास्ट हैव एंकर्ड सेफ एंड रेस्ट एट लास्ट। एंड एंकर्ड मीन जब जहाज को अपने सारे समंदर पर बाहिफाजत पहुंच जाता है, इसको भी हम एंकर के मीनिंग में यूज कर सकते हैं। सेफ एंड रेस्ट एट लास्ट, इसका मतलब है कि एक बड़ा मुश्किल सा सफर था उसका, जिंदगी का सफर, उस दुनियावी जिंदगी का सफर बड़ी मुश्किल वाला सफर, बड़ा कठिन सफर, गम से, परेशानियों से, दुख से, मसायब से, जो कि एक फुल था। अब उसने वो सफर मुकम्मल करके अब वो यहाँ पर आ गई है, और सेफ एंड रेस्ट एट लास्ट। और यहाँ पर वो क्या है, व्हाट शी फील्स ऑल इट इज, व्हाट नाउ शी फील्स ऑल सिक्योर, शी इज ऑल सेफ, शी इज ऑल इट इज। यहाँ पर वो अपने आप को बड़ी खुश महसूस करती है, बड़ी उसको आराम है, और बड़ा उसको एक सिक्योर फील हो रहा है, ठीक है। वेयर टीयर्स इन मॉर्निंग कैन नॉट कम, there is no, this word is for tears in morning, it means no sorrow is here, no pain, no troubles, no suffering is here। वो जो था उसी दुनिया के साथ था, वही गम परेशानियाँ दुख तकलीफ उसी के साथ थी, यहाँ पर अब कुछ भी नहीं है। तो ये where tears in morning cannot come, so there is no room, no space for tears। Tear means this word for sorrows, for sadness, for pains, for troubles, and no mourning, it means no weeping on all these things। Basically what this life is, eternal world is, what the hereafter is for the poet, for the speaker, that this very place is all free from pain and troubles and sorrows। This what all these, this what is for these two stanzas are। So okay, thank you. Inshallah in next lecture I will come to the is for the last two stanzas. Thank you.